Remember to edit this in vertical mode for Instagram TV as well, okay?
Instagram TV? What's that?
Oh, Carl!
Yeah, we're getting some behind the scenes stuff now. I'm glad we're still rolling. Tell me about Instagram TV. What the hell is
Instagram
that?
TV it literally rolled out 4 days ago. It's like everyone is talking about this. It's Instagram's YouTube.
Okay, I crawled out from under my rock this morning. Right, wow, okay.
Yes, this is like brand new. It's a long version up to an hour for Instagram.
That's
but
amazing.
It's vertical format.
So it's stuff that's pre-created and rendered.
You can put on the absolutely.
Oh, amazing. So this could belong on.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yes, so you can do the big one. This is for PJ. That's behind the scenes.
Yeah,
editing.
PJ, can we squash down the frame and just fit Nadine and myself into a vertical thing now?
So vertical frame, and then obviously for the normal content.
Wow, that's
landscape.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, let's capitalize on that.
Yeah, this is why I'm so excited because I want to put it on mine.
We are just under 1 hour. So that's great. So that fits there.
Oh, good.
Amazing.
Thank
Happiness.
You. Happiness.
This episode is a Sellout Sundays where I bring you news, the best advice, tips, and tricks from successful social media influencers online. Enjoy. Wrap. We're going to dig deep more into your Instagram life. I think that's what this show is more about. Okay. So I'm going to give an introduction. Welcome everyone. This is Sellout Sundays. This is my first podcast of its multiple series. And my debut with Nadine, aka Glory Girl Fit. Get that right, not Glory Fit Girl, which some people like to mistake it with. And the nature of this podcast is to go through the ins and outs and trade secrets, tips and tricks from Instagram stars, from people that are doing really well online, what their methods are, what their techniques are. So now that you know what to expect in these episodes, we're going to dig a little bit deeper into the world of Nadine and Glory Girl Fit. See, we're on that whole thing now. So I think I've got a series of questions that I want to go through.
Good.
Hopefully it doesn't catch you off guard too much.
Give it to me.
I am going to sell you out. What were we saying just now? Oh yeah, your name. How you come up with your name?
How I came up with Glory Girl?
Yeah, because most people get it wrong, right? It's Glory Fit Girl.
Yeah, a lot of people approach me. It's like, oh, Glory Fit Girl. I was like, no, it's Glory Girl Fit.
Right.
Actually, I don't say no. It's just like, okay.
Because it's more of a natural way of going about it, because I made it a thing before to sort of make sure that I had it the right way around, because my natural way of saying it was be Glory Fit Girl. I was like, well, I looked at your Instagram and that's not right.
It doesn't make sense, Glory Fit Girl. It's just, why would I put Glory there? Why wouldn't I just say Fit Girl?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, but Glory Girl, I always ask people if they were a superhero, what would their superhero name be? Like, what would yours be? Everyone should know this question.
That's a good point. You've caught me off guard.
What would yours be, PJ?
Pajamas.
Pajama Man.
I have no idea. I remember doing one of those Facebook things once where it comes up with your porn name. Oh. Bigamous Maximus, I think you came up with.
No, mine
That's
was...
not a superhero name. Anyways.
I always have this aspiration to live every life bringing glory to our Creator. And that's hence inspiration from Glory Girl, because that's a reminder for me to live every day just in the most beautiful way.
Gloriously.
To bring glory, or gloriously. So Glory Girl, I love alliteration as well. It sounded good.
And for the time I've actually known you, that's the energy that I feel as well, because you share that a lot with people too. And that reflects a lot on your online platforms too.
That's definitely my heart, and hearing you say that really means a lot to me. Yeah.
No, that's I'm just saying truth. That's what it looks like.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Yeah. How did you first start out with your ventures online?
Okay.
What did you do first? Was it website? Was it social media? What was your ideas there? What was your intention? What did you want to achieve? How did you start out?
All right. So I am of that age where I started my career before social media actually existed. Maybe MySpace, but
wow, back in the day, oh my
right?
God.
So the first step into social media was blogging and Facebooking, I think. And by that time, I was a flight attendant for 7 years. And
I didn't know that.
Yes,
wow.
I was with Emirates Airlines.
Wow.
And just after that, I started Glory Girl Fitness. This is in 2010. And when I started with Glory Girl, obviously website and Facebook, that was the two biggest things. And mostly because obviously that's how you build community, and that's how you sell your product, and that's how you reach clients. But when the other more personable social media came along, like Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, and all those things, where you actually build community, that was a whole different aspect to the personality of my brand, or to me. There's never been a hard sale. It's always been about sharing experiences and learning through my own experiences and encouraging others to not do the same do the same.
Well, that's hopefully what we're going to achieve here. Your
Yes.
hard sort of mistakes and failures and stuff like that, but anyone that's wanting to bring themselves up and increase their exposure online,
Yes.
To learn from your mistakes.
Oh my word, I've got so many. This
Good.
is a good episode.
Yeah, there's
You
no successful
have to
person.
finish listening to this episode. I will share all my mistakes. It's very embarrassing.
We'll try to cram it all in within the
Okay.
time we have, that's for sure. Hopefully there's not too many, but as they say, any successful person doesn't have any mistakes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so-
Absolutely. We fail forward.
Absolutely, yeah.
So anyway, like imagine every step we take is actually falling forward to
Two
move
more.
forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
To the next step. You fall
Yeah.
into the next step. That's how
Most
we
people
walk.
get trapped in that whole sort of persona of like, oh no, I can't fail, and then that fear.
Me too.
Right, we all start off there. And until you get our
the
peers
time.
or mentors say to us, you know
Yes.
what, you have to fail in order to succeed.
Absolutely.
And that kind of throws your world upside down. It's like, how does that work? And then
No.
when you start making mistakes and identify it for that, then it works. Anyway, back to your brand. So you mentioned starting your brand out. What is that brand? Tell us more about your Glory Girl Fitness.
So Glory Girl is about experiencing life and creating a beautiful life from those experiences. The humble part of me, I just always introduce myself as a professional funner, because I feel like everyone should have
Professional
fun.
what?
A professional funner.
Funner,
Funner.
as in
Funner.
Funner.
Having fun, getting paid, and having fun by
Wow,
doing it.
okay.
And I honestly believe that if we find a career or work that makes us having fun, at least in some way, and we get paid for that, isn't that the most ideal life?
Yeah.
So it's like almost like my mantra as well. I want to be a professional funner because I want to have fun for the rest of my life, being able to make a living from that. Now, what does a professional funner do, you might ask?
Tell me, I am asking that. It's in my head, tell me.
I am a coach. I'm a life coach and a fitness coach. I work with women. I help them through or facilitate them through life, going for their goals, whether that is mindset goals, whether that's massive life goals, career goals, physical transformation goals. That is my domain, and I love that. I've been doing that for 10 years now and absolutely love it.
How long?
10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
Wow,
yeah, I've
okay,
been
so you got some
coaching.
experience then.
Yes, sometimes I'm like, I still feel like a child myself, and when I add the years up, I mean, I can't believe I've been doing it for such a long time.
It's good to know that you've been doing it, because there are, and I do a lot of dabbling online, just research and seeing what sort of personalities and what talent is out there through blogs, through social media accounts and so on. And I've noticed a lot of people are adapting to the whole life coach service. A lot of bloggers are doing that, and I see it appearing on their websites that now they have a tab that says life coaching, contact me, and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
And I have to question, are you experience? Skill, I mean, skill, you can go to college, school, or whatever else, but nothing is without experience. And I have to always question, do they have the experience to sort of, do it properly and things,
Yeah.
or is it just a fad that's come
it's
along?
a very good question, and I struggle with that in my 20s when I was a coach, because I was like, how can I coach a woman has a family of 3 kids, a massive corporate career, and I'm like a kid that is just having fun, But what a coach is not necessarily someone with that kind of experience. The best kind of person to be a coach is someone that doesn't have any idea about your industry, because this person is going to be asking you questions, and it's through questions that we find answers. We all know the answers to where we want to go to, what we want to do, or what we struggle. We all have the solutions with that within us, but it comes by someone unlocking those answers by asking questions. Facilitate a good session answering your questions, answering the daring questions, the hard questions for you to answer, and by that the insights come and we can move forward. So to answer your questions, sometimes it might feel faddy, but if you look at any good sports coach, any good business coach, how far they take their clients to achieve the best of the best. And now in my more later 30s, I feel much more, not that I should, but I do feel much more settled in my space as being a coach and having a voice and having that mentorship as well as experience and like my toolbox as a coach. So
yeah, that's important, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely more outspoken about it now. Normally I would just be like, ooh, hide it because I don't want to sound like one of those coaches, but now it is.
You have the confidence with it.
Know how powerful it is from my own experience.
Yeah. And how is that going? Clients, you have clients here around the world. How is
yes,
it going?
I coach online and I coach in Dubai as well. It's I only take on a handful because it is a lot of energy. I put a lot of energy in there because it's just such an amazing journey that you walk. The next goal is to be able to roll out a platform of workshops and online courses. That's
the direction it's going,
definitely
isn't it?
The direction.
Yeah.
And I feel like with the experience, with the failures, with the mistakes, with all the learnings, and with coming out on top every single time, I really feel like the season is here to start moving in that direction.
So to start a brand such as fitness and representing happiness and fun and glorious, whatever it is, glorious life. You've got to have something in yourself personally to back that up, right? It's almost like a fitness coach coming to you and saying, "I'll teach you how to be fit," but then they've got a big ass belly on them, right? You know what I mean? That doesn't work. So have you had to back this up? Tell me that.
Can I challenge on that? I always say, you always go to the most overweight coach. There's nothing wrong with an overweight or out of shape coach, because they are normally the busiest person that helps their clients. They like the most into their clients and into their coaching practice and developing programs that sometimes they don't have time to train themselves.
I'm still not.
So just had to.
Okay, there's another. Let's give another scenario here. You go to a kitchen, you go to a restaurant, and then you meet the chef. The chef's a skinny chef. You don't never trust a skinny chef.
No,
right?
I do not agree with you.
I want to rip this open. Tell me.
No, it's like like skinny chefs might have a very high metabolism and be very jealous of those people.
This is true. I'm stereotyping, aren't I? Okay, right. Okay, I need to stop doing that. Okay. So, but now just go back to you, because from when I first met you online, followed your Instagram account, let's say, and then I actually interviewed you for some clients back in the day for Wellness by Benedict.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's when I really got to know you. And then when I started researching a little bit more, I was just like, actually, you're doing a lot of fitness yourself. You're training really hard. So the whole image I got from a first appearance was you've got a following, and that's because you've shared your experience within being fit, and naturally people attach themselves to that because they're inspired. Am I right? Okay. So that's the image I got from that. So let's go into your Instagram world now. How did you do? How many followers have you got now?
I'm at 50.8k.
Wow, that's jumped up since I last saw.
Oh really?
I think you were at 45.
Wow, no, that was a while ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had amazing friends. I'm Cyprian and Supercar Blondie. They shared my profile, and I was like 2,000 men.
Right.
Started following.
Okay.
No, sorry mate, no worries, but I love women more.
Mix it up a bit. 50-50
I
is
know,
always
it
good.
is 50-50, but
Yeah.
I do appreciate my girls more than the male
That's
followers.
understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing sexist about this
No.
whatsoever. Not
No.
labeling it right now, but
Sorry.
just to put it out there.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sell you out even more. No, but it is true. I've also seen there is a trend when it comes to a female star or someone feminine online, depending on what it is their niche is, you get a massive influx of the opposite sex. And the same with men. I don't think it works for men. Anyway, I don't want to touch on this too much controversial.
Well, that is that is definitely a subject we can broach for surely in the fitness industry.
Yeah.
And how to manage that.
Yeah.
You know, not to sexualize your content, but actually keep it
Balance.
inspirational, educational, entertaining, woman
Yes.
to woman, or whoever your audience is. So
Yeah.
that's another whole thing.
Let's go straight into the
Okay, let's
success
do
of
it.
your Instagram. That's basically, that's a big question that I've had, over me that I wanted to ask, and I'm sure everyone else that knows you wants to know a little bit of how you've done what you've done. So, how did you first start out with Instagram?
All right, so in the beginning, I was very, very late to Instagram because I was like, oh, another platform. I think I started in late 2013. I used it as Facebook, and that was not the right way to use it. I didn't get it in the beginning. In 2015, I hit a rock bottom patch in my life. I was like down, super dark, and in a really, really difficult time. And when I got out of that, I just started deciding that I'm going to do one thing a day, or one simple adventure a day. That's what I call it, my simple adventures. One thing small a day that's big for me. Capture that in a creative way and put that on Instagram as my journal of kind of recovery, getting out of the darkness into the light. So that is how I really started. That's where everything started to change, because I tried to capture the energy that I wanted for myself selfishly, put that into a picture in a frame in a beautiful way, and then share my journal thoughts, my private thoughts on that. And that
No longer become selfish.
Yeah, kind of, right?
You're sharing it.
You're sharing. I'm getting goosebumps. Yeah. So that's where it changed for me. That's where it completely changed, and it took on and I started building community through that as well. So Instagram was never a hard sale for my, no one knew in the last 2 years that I'm a coach, especially except the people that come through my website.
Yeah, I only learned this a month ago.
Yeah, because I've never wanted to sell my services through Instagram. It was more about sharing my experiences and taking you with me.
Yeah,
And
I like
hopefully
that.
encourage you to kind of create a life that you love to live as well.
Yeah. Now that's a nice way, because it's real from the beginning. You've kept it real, and it's been about you. There's nothing false about it. And people, they are clever. Viewers, people that are subscribing online, they are clever. And they pick out on these sort of things. Are you selling me something, or are you sharing me something real? And they pick out on that, and that's a good way to start. So I think a lesson to be learned there is start out with yourself being yourself.
Yes,
and that's good
100%,
enough. Right?
100%. And I know we are in such a comparison world that we feel inadequate and we don't feel good enough. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the camera. I know how that feels. I feel like that every day, and I have to work on that a lot. And I just want to encourage you again that
Sell yourself out, Nadine.
yeah, just be yourself.
Yeah.
I know it's so cliche, but just only you have that special, unique thing that makes you you.
Yeah.
And that's why you have friends.
It's a tough shell to crack, isn't it? Like, you hear a lot of peers and mentors, they're saying the same thing, which is why you're saying it sounds cliche, but it's not. Because a lot of people out there don't have peers or mentors to look up to, and they're trying to make their own way. And they've got to learn the hard way, they've got to make these mistakes. But it's not cliche, I don't think. Just because we hear it a lot, but it's so true.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, and if you don't have people sort of encouraging you, that's still a hard shell to crack.
Yes.
And even the most successful people out there, I follow a vlogger on YouTube called Casey Neistat.
Yes, we do all follow
Yeah, I mean,
Casey.
he's really popular now. Everyone knows him. And another one, Peter McKinnon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love
Okay.
him.
He teaches great stuff when it comes to
Amazing.
photography and video. And when you get the backstory of these guys, they all sort of say the same too. They're nervous, and they're to a certain degree. At one point, they never thought that they were good enough.
Yes.
But you never know until you just put your life
so
out there.
true,
And
it
if you've got
is.
something to share,
Yeah.
someone somewhere will benefit from that. You'll
Yeah.
inspire someone. So just
Yes.
just keep driving through and knock the fear down.
Yes, absolutely.
So what was the next phase for you? Once you grasped that, did you see that Instagram was a channel that you could utilize and benefit from because it had power? Or did you just keep going with the same method, the same sort of mindset?
Yes, I did. Obviously, I have a degree in tourism marketing. So marketing has always been a passion of mine, and I love looking at creative ways to sell products or to market. So I was always very interested in reading articles about social media marketing. For me personally, I just kind of kept going, but opportunities started coming to me, travel opportunities, brands that wanted to get involved, because you have community, you have a platform, you have an authentic voice. And I was really, really grateful. And I always feel like people that just, it's all me, I can't stand that. I always feel like there's people that opens doors for you. There's people that open doors for you, sorry, my English.
Yeah, they open them, you've got to walk through them.
Yes, and I'm so grateful for that. And it is up to us to look at those opportunities, sculpt them, create them into what belongs to us, and then share that forward, you know.
So would you say you've got to have, not got to, because again that's controversial, would you say that it's helpful to have at least some sort of skill or some knowledge that will help you online? For example, with you, travel and tourism, what was it?
A degree, a degree in tourism marketing.
Tourism marketing, right, okay. So that's obviously, that can be a big help, I guess.
No, not really. That was like a random thing that I studied because I was too scared to do my drama.
So you're telling me all these places you've travelled to, all these amazing places, if you follow Nadine, you've travelled to some really cool places and the things you've done there, that skill, that degree has not helped you?
No.
It's not helped you?
Not at all.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's a wonderful conversation to have with the PRs of the company, and they were like, wow, full circle, fantastic. I just been a flight attendant, so I do have global knowledge, you know, so I'm so grateful. But it's always been my interest, so that's why it fits into my picture. But it is not a necessity for that to happen. I know a lot of people that does travel content and that doesn't have any kind of education or formal education, but they have amazing creativity and video and photo skills and storytelling skills, and that is what Instagram is about when we get to the meat of it.
Right, tell me more about that then. Tell me more about how does that unfold if you have that knowledge and know-how. How does that affect your Instagram grid, curating it, the kind of content you post, that sort of thing?
Okay, so we come into the meat part of this, and this is where we want to add value to people who are watching. And I always love doing bullet points because it just makes it easy, get like snappable nuggets of wisdom. And this is only my experience and my opinion, disclaimer. There's so much more out there. There's so much more that I talk about that I not even have tried sometimes. But Instagram is aspirational at the end of the day. When you look at content, it has to be good quality. I mean, good quality, lighting is decent, it's not too blurry, you know, it's just like, it's good quality, things that we all like to see. So things that you like to look at, or our viewers or audience at home, or on your phone, would like to look at, that's the kind of things that we want to put out there to enjoy. I believe, especially Instagram, social media, or three aspects to that: entertaining, or educational, or inspirational. And if you can mash all of that into one, wow, you will boom.
A good ingredient, is it?
For sure. Those three ingredients, either one or all three together, or two at a time, you know. Okay. So those, I think that is like the magic like little circle of creating content. Okay. And then storytelling. I know this is, for the last 2 years, as was the buzzword, telling a story. It is about storytelling. Can you remember that? Granddad? Did you have a grandfather?
I'll say I do.
Uncle?
No.
Aunt?
Tell me more.
People, when you were a little boy and people tell you, I'm going to tell you a story, you kind of, your heart starts like,
right.
You kind of feel that, like, I want to tell you a story, and then you get interested. Or a speaker. Even when a speaker starts telling stories about something that has happened, like real life stuff, we all, like, our ears go up.
Curiosity.
Yeah, and if we can translate our frames or our pictures and our videos into stories and taking people there, or sharing the energy of and the emotion of that time, I think that just captures people's hearts, and that makes them remember you so much longer than
it's a solid strategy, I think, right there. Because if you can master that, I know there's a lot of storytelling methods, especially what I learned from Casey Neistat with the videos he puts out there, is everything is about the story.
Yes.
There's nothing without a story there.
Yes.
So if you can master that or tell a story in some way, how would you tell that story on your Instagram?
What story?
Okay, we've got Instagram stories these days, so let's touch on that. But then, how would you tell a story across a grid, 3-image grid, and then
I think I'm not sure if I give you the question, the answer that you want, but my story is about energy.
Right.
And my story is about, I think what you said in the beginning is about making people feel
Energized.
Yeah. And energy. And my biggest hope and aspiration is for people to feel hope, playfulness and encouragement when they look at my content. So when you do scroll up, it's like color. That's why I love color. I call it rainbow vomit because there's so much color involved in my feed. And yeah, I just want to take you to places, but not to places where you're like jealous of, I was just going there. It's like places, no, it's possible for you to go there as well because it's affordable and it's beautiful and so forth.
Because you exposed that and you showed that it's possible to go, for sure. So there is some creativity in there on the way you capture images and the way you tell the stories and filters and sort of the way you edit and retouch the images before you post them. So we all know that there's a creative process there. In and itself, it could be a strategy, I guess. But how you tell those stories, did you have those objectives in mind, like energizing people, inspiring people? Did you have that in mind before you started publishing content?
My brand story for myself, for Glory Girl, that is my values. That's some of my pillars for my brand. Is that
right?
Energy, playfulness, encouragement, empowerment, all those things that I'm communicating on a daily basis because that's effectively that's me.
Yeah. Well, I can say from a person that looks in on your Instagram account and judges it, because that's what we all do.
Yeah.
We do judge for for various reasons, whether we like it, whether we don't like it, what can we learn from it, there's many aspects to what we judge things for. And that's definitely evident to yours, because now that you've clarified that they're your values, that's obvious in the images that you put up.
Yeah.
It's very inspirational. I look at it and I see, you're very hard working when it comes to keeping fit, having a good diet.
Some days.
Well, modest.
No, really. I'm such a couch potato by heart. The whole month of May.
Don't be looking at that couch.
Yeah, this couch. The whole month of May I didn't work out because I have that sensitive artistic soul as well, so I'm normal as normal can be, whatever normal is. But
what we portray online and what's actually happening in our real life, we had a choice to portray what we want.
Yeah, but I'm always very open about that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we see a picture of you on Instagram sat on the couch?
No.
I don't think so. Right.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get it.
So what I'm trying to say there...
That's an idea for a post, actually. Thank
right,
you.
there you go. I'm glad I'm inspiring something else. So what I'm trying to sort of pick apart there is what we decide to post. We decide to post things, the best parts of our life.
Yeah.
Obviously for good. We're not going to say for good or for bad, but obviously for good, because I don't know anyone out there is going to post stuff for bad. But the stuff you're putting out there is inspirational, and it does. There's been occasions where I've been like, I'm going to the gym now, and if I browse through your profile, it's just backed that up. As before, it had been a 50-50. I'll go for a cup of coffee or whatever. But I've gone to the gym because of that. So what I'm saying is that it portrays your values in the imagery you put in there. So I think, because again, we're against time, which is unfortunate, because I could do this for hours, especially
Part 1, part 2.
Yeah, let's do a part 2. Yeah, let's do maybe a 3 and 4. Let's dig straight into a question that I think anyone would want to sort of ask. What kind of holds back? Is it rude? Is it too direct? But whatever. Do you have any tips or tricks? What are your secrets in being successful on Instagram?
Okay. I'm just quickly going to give you a breakdown of the things that I think and believe is important, and especially what we touch on now. Mm-hmm. And I have a few bullet points, so sorry if I refer to my notes on that. What is very important is that you know what your message is.
For example?
What are you using this platform for?
Okay, I'll say mine, for example. Anyone that's following me, Carly Vlogs on Instagram, mine's about adventure.
Adventure.
Sharing life experiences through adventure is my mantra. and I adventure as much as I can. So I guess that would be my message.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And then the how-tos and the education and the entertaining and then the inspirational parts of that all to make that a whole. So what's your message? What's your brand? Like, what is your brand? When people think of you, when people look at what does that make them feel? And that comes to the brand values or the brand pillars. What is the brand pillars? Mine is active living, nature, coaching, and just general how-tos, how to create a beautiful life.
Right.
So those are two very important things. And then who's your audience? So often we want to talk to everyone. We want to be, not all of us, but we want to be Beyonce that has like 50 million, or I don't know, like to
they are
everyone.
in our face, aren't they?
Yes, well,
they are just there on the TV, like we want to be like them.
But it doesn't start out that way. It's a very good potential that you can get there.
Yeah.
But who's your audience? Who's your ideal person that you talk to? For me, it's women between 20 and 45, 50, and women who wants to aspires to live a better life. So who is your audience? So those three questions, even before you start creating, if you can answer those three questions, that will color in the story already of what and where you can go to.
Sounds like a solid foundation.
Yeah. I really feel. And I didn't start out with this, just to let you know. I had to reverse engineer my process to really get to, because people ask me this, and I was like, what is it? What are those steps? What are those practical things? So this definitely, what's your message? What's your brand? And who's your audience? That will definitely get you started to, okay, this is what I want to talk about. A lot of people say niche. Niche is very, very
That was
important.
on my mind right now.
I'm a rebel.
Really?
I
Couldn't
can't
tell that.
stay there. I cannot. I feel like there's too many things that I'm interested in and too many things. And it's always about sharing experiences that lights me up as well. And I can't just be fitness. I can't just be hardcore fitness, even though I know I might be further than I am already. Supercar Blondie, my friend Alex, she specializes in supercars. She's just over 1 million now, and in 2 years' time, she got over 1 million followers. It's crazy. Her content is unbelievable. Kaya Litis, that's just fitness.
Let's just stop it on there, because now that you've mentioned someone else, Supercar Blondie, why do you think she's been successful? Like before,
she's hustling like
Right.
crazy.
Okay.
That's a hustle on a different level, and I respect her for that. Amazing. She and her husband works at this together, and it's wonderful to work in team. And they're creating content that's aspirational. It's
Right,
like,
okay. For me, it's the cars.
of course.
And the fact
of
that a
course.
chick is driving the cars, I'm like,
Beautiful
girl power,
content.
get in there.
Yeah, of course. It's
Right.
like it's a massive, amazing niche on that, and that just like snowball effect, you know. So niche is
Yeah.
very important. You
Yeah.
have to know what your niche is. Where like I'm still.
Yeah, because it is easy to sort of dabble in other areas. Because if you are
I love travel and
inspirational,
I love
right?
fitness. Like I love beautiful dresses as much as I
There's
love
three
being,
niches right there.
I know. I love being a woman as much as I love being an athlete. It's
Yeah.
like, and this is what I'm doing with Gloryville, kind of.
So you're mixing up.
I'm always mixing it up. Look at
Okay.
my feed. I'm just, and I don't care. I don't. For my aspiration or my desire and my goal is not to have 1 million followers. It's never have been. For me, it's to heart talk, heart to heart connection, and encourage you as a person, you as an individual, how we can just be okay in our darkest days. And
I
be
think that's
high.
key right there. That's a key highlight right there. Is a lot of people go into this, I feel, with I want the most followers, and then they go and buy a whole ton of, because you can't do that, right? You can buy the followers, which is never advised because it's false, and all you're gonna incubate more of is falseness, right? So if you start off real and you start off with something that's from the heart, then it's more for longer term rather than short term. So I think that's a key thing to highlight there, and that's almost, I would say, that's a top tip, is niche it, do something that you're passionate about,
Yes.
and share the real element of that,
Yes.
and don't go for the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million follower goal as your objective,
Yes.
right?
If that is your objective, you would definitely take on a little bit of a different strategy.
Okay.
You know, lots of collaboration, but that's a whole different.
Collaborations.
Yes, that's
Okay.
a whole different.
Sounds like
doorway
another
to open
technique
up.
there coming on.
Definitely collaborating. I mean, Let's take Supergirl Blondie. Alex, I love you. Let's take her for another example. 2 years ago, I think I was at about 22,000, 23,000 followers. She was at 15,000 followers, and that back in the day, she was still Alex Hershey. And her and her husband collaborated with me. I'll send you the image if you want to connect it. For her to collaborate with me to, like, you know, for me to get attention from her followers.
This is on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Okay, so once you send me that, I'll post it in the
Yes.
description below so
Yeah.
we can all see.
And for her to get the benefit of my followers, because she was still a radio presenter for Dubai Eye.
Right.
And I was just like my own professional fun and stuff. So that's like, and then you just collaborate with people. It could be smaller, it could be bigger, and just generosity. Like, I feel like I love the social media aspect for this, because people are so easy to work with and so easy to collaborate with. However, there's a way to approach people, and that's to add value.
Right.
It's not to, like, someone with 1,000 followers come to me is like, oh Nadine, can we collaborate? I really want to have more followers.
Wrong approach, right?
Yeah. I'll be like, good for you.
Yeah.
or I don't know, someone that maybe prints t-shirts with 500 followers comes to me and say, Nadine, I have this new t-shirt printing company. I need someone like that, please, if you're out there. And you have this really cool brand, and I would love to do a few t-shirts for you. How would you like to collaborate? I'm like, easy.
Yeah, it's adding value, right? So
it's adding
the
value.
interest is there.
Or a videographer or an editor, PJ, that can help me do. No, I'm joking.
A little birdie told me you're doing editing workshops at the moment anyway,
Yes,
right?
you are doing editing workshops. I love it. So, and how we could connected on this.
Yeah.
You know, you adding value to my brand, and I'm adding value to your brand. And I think that's such a magic ingredient.
The nature of collaboration.
Yes, yeah. So think about what you are doing, and think about how what you are doing, or your skill sets or talents or gifts, how that can add value to anyone else, you know, even if it's just getting massages.
That's a good thing. We all need a massage every now and again, or every day if we can.
Yes.
I think that almost goes into the whole nature of how we started with exchange. Currency is bartering.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
The farmers bartering with the other
Yeah.
farmers. I'll give you an orange, you give me an apple.
True.
That's the
Definitely.
analogy. But
Definitely, yes, and that is my next point. It is adding value,
Right.
not only in collaborations, but also in the content that we put out or the content that we create. How can that add value? Is it an ego thing? Now I know, and we all know those Instagram profiles that is all ego, and they are still beautiful to look at. I'm like,
Well, maybe they're creatively, professional. They're a wizard in creativity.
Yeah, what I'm talking about ego, is about this. All I'm putting out is just this, or the boobies, or the butt.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Superficiality,
When it's self-glorification, I have a big problem with that.
Right.
Everyone is beautiful. I'm not judging, but I just don't like self-glorification.
Yeah.
If your content is not adding value to my life, whether it's inspirational, educational, or entertaining, then I'm just not going to be an engaged follower.
So would it be fair to say that anyone that's currently trapped in that, because I think it's hard to get trapped into that, especially when you see these celebrities out there on TV and music videos and such, you have this whole perception of them, and you think, oh, it's all about them. And some of them it is, but then some of them do like to share, and some of them do give to charity and add value to other things, and they're the ones to obviously take the inspiration from. But if you are trapped in that bubble, try and identify it for what it is, and turn it into adding value for others, because that's what we're here for, I believe, right? We're here to share our experiences with others and better. That's the service that we've got, is better other people's lives, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And that fits the values in this.
Yes. No, 100%. If you look at Casey Neistat or Peter McKinnon's content, it's like going to school. It's like going to cinematography school. They're giving you so much information.
And it's free.
And it's free, and it's beautiful to look at, and you learn so much. And this is for cinematography. If you look at, there's so many travel accounts that tells you how to do that on a budget, or 5 places you have to go to when you go to Montenegro, for instance. Or beauty bloggers, how to, hair and makeup and And there's so many things that it's like, oh yes, But then you have this, and then I'm like, no family in LA that does that. All the five sisters, you know.
Yeah. We're not dropping any names there, but we know what you're talking about.
And so adding value is a big thing, and I think we all know that already. One very important thing that I've learned on my journey.
Tell me.
Is be a human being. Just be a human.
True intentions.
Yes.
Right.
Real, flawed, and talk about that. Some of us, there's things in my life that I keep super private, you know, and I really think that it's wise to keep certain aspects of your life private. But then there's things that we can all learn from, and then it's hard to be vulnerable. But I'm a big fan girl of Brené Brown, and just that whole vulnerability movement that started about 2 years ago. And just being a human being and just showing your ups and your downs, just being real, you know.
Yeah, keep it true.
We can all relate to that.
Yeah.
I can relate so much more to a girl that has a pimple on her forehead than to a girl that's always perfect. I would rather support and love and communicate with a girl that's insecure about her skin and share her journey. This is just hypothetical
More to talk
speaking.
about as well.
Than someone who is always beautiful, and it's like, I just can't be that. How can someone be that perfect? And you know, it's like there's a glass between that person and me, where there's an open door between the other person who's so much more relatable.
Yeah.
And letting herself be real. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, totally. It takes it from another aspect of what we're all used to before the power of the internet. We had broadcast TV. We all sat in the living room watching the box, and you know, we're watching these influential people, whether you like it or not. They're the celebrities, and they are influential in one way or another, for good or for bad. There are some, you know, pushing out bad messages, like, you know, these lollipops that did you suck on this supposed to make you lose weight? I don't quite know who it is that launched those, but they've got a responsibility when it comes to influencing people.
I don't know about that.
I'm not going to drop any names.
Okay.
I think anyone that will know what I'm talking
afterwards.
about. We won't touch on it too far, but sucking a lollipop to lose weight, what message is that putting out there to the younger generations and stuff like that? So we've got certain power, right, when it comes to, when we have an audience, people that are subscribed to your identity, your persona, your way of life, then you've got a certain responsibility to influence them in the right way. And I'm quoting from Spider-Man now, with great power comes great responsibility, right?
Completely agree with
It makes sense.
Completely, especially if there is a young crowd following you as well. And this is with the fitness industry. Oh, it busts my balls every single day. The moment that I see women and men going into the sensual and the sexual side of the industry, rather than like athletic inspiration. Beautiful will always be beautiful. Come on, like, let's not lie to ourselves. But there's a line that you cross the moment with a certain look on your face, side boob, under boob. Sorry for that sensitive word.
Keep it real.
And it's just a complete, just a complete picture. I call it the pornification of the fitness industry.
Right.
And this has always been a very loud and clear message for myself in my coaching and on my social media, about when it comes to fitness, keep it fresh, inspirational, keep it athletic. Don't ever go to the other side, because where are you going to draw the
dark side?
When are you going to draw the line? Where are you going to draw the line? You know, by showing less and less and less, and then completely naked.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable with that. Again, my opinion.
Yeah.
But I don't think. I think that's self-glorification.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ego, and I don't think it's to add value.
Well, these are important things to cover, because if you are developing your online identity and you do have a vision and you have values that you've created and you want to push that and share your experiences and inspire others, these things are well worth considering in order for A, success, or B, just keep it real and keep it true, because in the end, truth comes out, right? Truth always perseveres.
Yes.
Is that the right word to use?
Yeah.
Always comes out. And if we've got true intentions, you know, our viewers, they're all smart and they're all intelligent, whether we think they're not. They are, and they pick out on this subliminally. They'll pick out on it, and you'll get caught out for what you are if you're not. So I think that whole thing to highlight there is stay true to yourself, and just be honest. Don't
just be a human.
go over the line. Yeah, being human. That's the thing.
Yeah, and I think that your content is going to draw the audience as well. It's going to, whatever you show or whatever you share is going to also pick out your audience. What I mean by that is you can draw all their sexy comments and engagement from undesirables.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's what you want. Or you can inspire real people, and the conversations that you create with your content is really, like it makes an impact.
Yeah.
So I think that's important to think about that.
Yeah.
Before you create content that could be.
Yeah, because you are putting the choice out there on who you attract in as well, right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to touch on that. We're going to come close to the end here because time is against us.
There's so much more.
I know, there's tons, right? We're definitely going to break this down.
Yeah.
Expect definitely part 2, 3, and so on from me and Nadine. If you're happy with that?
Yes, happiness.
Good. Not putting you on the spot at all.
No, this is amazing. This is good.
Tons of stuff to cover.
If I wanted to learn more about social media, I would have. I like
subscribe to this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
It just opens the conversation too. I think discussion is very important to learn and develop too, because there are going to be certain things that we develop from this as well.
Yeah.
So just going back to what we just said with the audience that you're going to attract or that you're going to choose to attract with the content you put out there. My wife, for example, she's put out there a bunch of content for her yoga practice.
Yes.
I'll put a link in the description for her, for anyone that wants to cover the yoga stuff.
Your wife is beautiful.
Thank you very much.
So
She'd
beautiful.
love to hear that.
Wow. Stunning. Yeah.
She puts out there the content that I've noticed, because I help her with it. And I've noticed that you do attract some baddies. You do attract some people that give a negative vibe. And what do you do in that sense?
I love that.
Do you love it?
Yes.
Do you block them or do you talk to them? Or
there's
what?
a time. I always believe we educate. We teach people how to treat us.
Right.
I dislike it severely when people comment on my posts. Oh, you look sexy, or hot. I don't like that, because this is not the content that I put out. I'm grateful. Maybe you mean it in a different way.
Yeah.
So I would just always comment on that in a very lovely way. And obviously, like I'll talk to my friends. It's like, thank you for saying that, but I really don't like it when people call me sexy. I feel like if you call me fierce or confident or wow, I'm creative, that will make my day.
Yeah.
So sorry for saying that. That would be a long message.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a time to educate people on that.
So you put time into it.
Yeah, of course, in a sincere way. I think once I've had a really an FU comment, but random,
Trolls.
just nothing. Yeah.
Trolls. Right.
And those are things I block. But if
Yeah.
it's a follower of mine that engages with me from time to time, I would definitely just share my heart with them. Because if a friend tells me, "Wow, Nadine, you look sexy today," it's like, oh, thank you, but just call me confident or fierce. I would really like that so much more, because it's not my intention to be sexy.
Yeah.
It's
old school as well, I think.
Behind closed doors, maybe. Sorry. I'm joking.
And what? I missed that.
Don't worry, jokes.
We'll watch the video back from that one. No, it's interesting to know, because how do you respond to negative comments or things that are perceived as negative or anything like that? And I think what you've just highlighted is everything is a win. Everything should be approached with happiness and love.
Absolutely. Because we're all learning.
Yeah.
Because I would like to learn in that way. When it comes to the other inbox though, if there's something inappropriate, a lot of my fitness friends do get the pictures.
Yeah, I've seen that too. I didn't want to say it, but now you brought it up. Right, some rude pictures come through, right?
And sometimes I feel like, has there anything been in your recent content, whether it's stories, whether it's in your photos, that attract that? There's a lot of things I can say about that, but I don't want to offend anyone. Because I never come with a judgment heart, but sometimes I look at girls' feeds, I'm like,
come on, you're attracting it.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you have a G-string on
Yeah.
and you're doing a certain pose,
Well, duh.
I'm sorry, men are men. You know,
Yeah.
you are going to get the undesirable.
2 plus 2
um,
does equal 4.
Unfortunately, some people have less self-discipline than others.
Yes, yes. But even those guys watching can learn from this if they're not
yes.
aware of that.
Yes.
And this is educating those.
True,
Yeah.
true. And then again, I don't want to make anyone feel judged by what I've just said, but just look at your content. Is there any way that you could be viewed as a sexual object with the
Yeah.
content that you put out?
Whether you're saying you don't want to put out there, whether you're judging them or not, whether you like it or not, you were being judged. You're putting yourself out there as an identity
Yeah,
online for the
absolutely.
public to view. So you're being judged one way or another.
Yes.
Where are we going with the world of Glory Girl Fit?
Glory Girl Fit wants to rebrand to Glory Girl Active, actually.
Right.
Yes, because for me, fitness is like a restraint. A lot of people, me included, feel, oh, I have to go and be fit now. Where active living, I feel like, it's free. You can do anything. You can dance, you can walk, you can do your CrossFit, you can hike up a mountain active. So Glory Girl Fit wants to rebrand to Glory Girl Active.
Evolve.
Yes, evolve. I like that. That's a good word. And then, and with all the new content structures that come with that, so definitely more of an online approach. Selfish solutions because I want to travel more. And definitely.
See that. Yeah. You've gone to some really cool places. Where are the last 3 places you've been?
Grateful. Montenegro,
Yeah.
Ireland, and Seychelles. Yeah.
Wow, that's a big mixture.
So, yeah.
Ireland especially.
Yeah, beautiful. That's phenomenal. And Bosnia is my next one.
Really?
And Sicily.
Is that solid? Is it confirmed?
Yeah, I've got my Schengen visa appointment on Wednesday. And
Yay.
I just have to deal,
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, there's definitely a few topics we can still talk about later on, and that's Instagram algorithm. Sorry, I'm just like throwing this in. Becoming a perceived expert in your field, working with brands, sponsored content, like there's so many things to talk about.
So these are the
here.
things coming up. So I think it's good to get this first part out there with an introduction to you and just us generally having a conversation with the world of Nadine or Glory Fit Girl. Glory Girl Fit, oh my God. I knew I'd get that one in the end. Glory Girl Fit, Glory Girl
Superhero,
Active.
Glory Girl, Glory Girl. And that's also a reason why I want to rebrand to Glory Girl Active, because it's just a little bit different.
Yeah, a bit of brand communication in there as well, which is something to consider as a technique or
don't feel
skill
bad,
to
because it's everyone. And that's another thing.
Branding.
Talking about your name.
Yeah.
Get the name as soon as you can. There's a lady called Glory Girl that I've been stalking forever. She was on Instagram a month before I was on Instagram, and I wanted to call my Instagram Glory Girl, just Glory Girl. And then she was there. The other day I sent her a message. It's like,
can you sell the domain?
Because she's going more into something else now. It's like, I see that you're developing into something else, and I know I love this name and you love this name. It's just like, and it's like, no, mine.
Give it to me. I'll make way better use out of it. Right. No, I know what you mean.
No.
Yeah,
so that's another big one.
Right. So grab a name as soon as you can.
Is it your own name or is it a brand name? What is this all about? Yeah, there's so many things.
This is a lot to do with branding then, because I think that's a key thing to highlight is you have to be savvy with brand communication and how to position yourself in a market as well. So, and all that kind of stuff you can pick up online.
Yeah.
If you ask the right questions
things.
into YouTube, you can learn anything. I mean, I learned my trade. The majority of the things I've learned up to the date were from YouTube and stuff like that. I've not been to university, so you should pick up stuff like this, like how to position yourself as a brand, how to rebrand yourself and evolve with it. So I think let's end it there.
Good.
It's been a good introduction, a good part one of a few I think that we're going to do. So what to expect I think in the next one is let's go through some more technical methods.
Good.
The algorithm, like you said, and just get a little bit more technical for it. So those that are subscribed now, watching now, subscribe, wait for the second part to come out and we'll get a little bit more technical.
And the mistakes I've made.
Yes, we didn't really cover that, did we?
Buying followers, pods, like commercial pods, all those things.
Now I can't wait for the second part because this is really interesting stuff.
I've made some really good mistakes, very embarrassing mistakes.
Do we need one more episode with that or 10?
Well, we can create a series on this.
Okay.
But yeah, I think we can learn from mistakes, and this is I love that I made the mistakes because this makes it so much more juicier. I'm not perfect. No one is.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I would rather learn from a millionaire that's been broke ass and that's made himself into a millionaire than from someone that comes from a privileged background. No, nothing wrong with that, you know. So this is the same, like someone that's done dumb shit.
Yeah.
Bleep.
Yeah. No, it's good to know that you're happy to come on again. It's good to have you on this show and sort of pave the way to a few others. I'm happy that you're interested in digging deep because obviously this is for my viewers and for your viewers that are subscribed to this is again to learn from it and be inspired.
Thank you.
So let's close it off there. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Thanks Nadine for coming on.
Thank you, Carl.
I'd like to thank our sponsors for this episode, which is Co-working Pop-Up. That's where we are now.
Hopefully there's chocolate sponsors.
If there are any chocolate sponsors out there, get in touch for Nadine. This space, Co-working Pop-Up, is a shared space. You can have private offices or share a space out with a bunch of people out in the open. It's where I work from. Nadine's been here a few times as well now. It's great for creative discussion and sharing ideas with people and just generally doing business around. So check them out, Co-working Pop-Up or coworking.ae. And we'll be doing some more podcasts down here. So subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be posting more podcasts on this topic. I've sold Nadine out, I think, to a degree. And we'll see you in the next videos.
Thank you, Carl.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, good.
Amazing.
Thank
Happiness.
You.